Well, hello there, and Happy New Year. My name is Justin, and welcome to Call Sign Wolf. You may not recognize why I'm doing this. If you're brand new here, you're probably like, oh, okay, another person trying to hide their identity. And let me just start off by saying, no, I'm not trying to hide my identity. It's not that I don't want you to know what's going on behind this. I'm not trying to be another Anomaly or Swagger Souls or anything like that. The focus here on this channel is not about me per se, what's going on behind the mask. It's the content. I want to focus on the content. I want the content to be the videos to be the reason why. I want the videos to be the reason why you keep coming back and watching over and over and over again. I don't want the reason to be for this ugly ass mug to be the reason you keep coming back, because trust me, I don't like what's going on behind there, but that's okay. But I want to talk about, while on the subject of videos and content, I want to bring a little bit more flavor to the channel. I recently got into playing a lot of DayZ again, and I made a two-part video called Avant-Garde, where I started off on a server I actually hadn't played in over a year. And within the first like 5 minutes of spawning in, I got shot in the back, and it's like, really? So I went on this little hunt essentially to build up my base and get some gear and get some money, and I was going to go after this guy. Unfortunately, the video did not quite end the way I wanted it to, but that's life sometimes. You know, you set a goal and sometimes you can't accomplish that goal, but that's okay, because you learn from your mistakes and you try again. But yeah, I've been getting into DayZ. I recently got back into Tarkov. I wanted to, try out that whole inertia thing, which was pretty cool. I also want to bring some more flavor to the channel itself, like I was saying, where I want to play some more like indie-like titles, maybe not necessarily always DayZ or always Tarkov. I do want to go back to games like Arma 3. Yeah, I want to play games like, Skyrim again. I want to play, House Flipper. I want to actually physically play Counter-Strike occasionally. Go into games like, because Skyrim was, a massive part of the last 10 years of my life. I've put at least anywhere from 4,000 to almost 10,000 hours worth of my time into games like Skyrim. And I want to bring in, a lot of more like realistic games, like maybe like Sniper Elite or Sniper Ghost Warrior. I'd love to be able to branch out and, depending on, budgetary wise, like how much I'm able to spend on some of these games. I mean, I would love to bring that kind of flavor. Like I said, House Flipper is definitely something that I want to revisit again, because a lot has changed since the last time I played it just a few months ago. So, games are a huge part of this channel. Games are a huge part of my life. I would love to be able to get a capture card for this behemoth over here, and be able to get myself like a Switch, or maybe bring out like the old PlayStation 2 or something like that and go back to some of the more classic games. I'd love to be able to play Legend of Zelda again, because that was like the very first game I had ever played, was The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the original Game Boy. And I never ever beat that game, but I loved it so much. I love the whole concept of wandering around and trying to, oh, you got to get this to be able to get that, and you got to be able to go here to go into here, and you grab this item and you do that. Like, stuff like that is what really grasps my attention and really distracts me away from reality. Distracts, maybe not quite the most appropriate term to use there, but maybe in editing, if I do think of a better word, I'll put it down, like down like here somewhere. I don't know. But yeah, I want to bring a lot more like adventure games in, because I kind of feel like, playing games like DayZ and Tarkov alone is not going to really attract you for very long. I'd love to be able to bring in something a little bit more fresh every once in a while. Now, when it comes to games like, was it DCS? I suck at actual flying. Like, if you put me behind Microsoft Flight Sim, all I want to do is go up, stall, and crash right back into the ground. The fact that, oh, let's just fly around for, several hours, that's something that it kind of honestly bores me a little bit, but whatever. It's all part of the human experiment, I guess, the human condition. But yeah, like I want to bring in games like Skyrim again. I want to play a lot of like the modded stuff. Daisy and Tarkov will still be there. I'm actually currently working on episode 5. I was hoping when I released Avant-Garde, I can't say that word, god damn it, Avant-Garde Part 2, that I would have at least most of the footage for episode 5 to maybe release like a little teaser or something like that, or maybe even just kind of like make it a running thing. But I don't really have enough footage to even come close to that. So yeah, this is kind of what the video ended up being, was this spontaneous sit down talk about things I'd like to do for 2022 here on Callsign Wolf. Again, just to kind of like hammer this home, like I just do this, this whole, YouTube thing as kind of like a point of like, a hobby, something to occupy my time. I love to share my experiences, and that's all it's ever going to be. I don't ever want to give you the illusion that it's something else, or I'm trying to get rich quick or anything like that, because obviously that's not happening. But yeah, I'd love to be able to maybe bring in, a couple different ideas in addition to the stereotypical, gameplay videos and stuff like that. Talk about some of the new updates for different kinds of games that we're following at that point in time. I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of stuff that I would love to be able to do. Some of it does kind of depend on success, but if it takes me a little bit longer to do something because I have to save up for it, then so be it. It's all good, man. It's all good in the hood, right? So I would like to take this final few moments here and talk about a couple recent additions to my arsenal. So first and foremost, you got this wonderful sign up here. It's kind of hard to see because the camera's on the older side, and although I think I am capturing 60 frames a second, I don't think the camera's actually doing that. I think it's doing between like 24 and 30 max. And the exposure's kind of messed up on it and everything. But, as you can see, it says Callsign Wolf. Hopefully you can see that. Let me get my big ass head out of the way. Yeah, Callsign Wolf. I got my childhood stocking over the side. And then we have this massive behemoth over here. So for the longest time, this is kind of funny. For those of you who are tech heads, you may understand a lot of this. But for those of you who are not so tech savvy, I'll try to keep it in plain English. So once upon a time, I used to have what I lovingly called the potato PC. In fact, I still have the case behind where the camera is, and I have the motherboard, the RAM, and the processor over here, but I have my cooler and all that stuff in this. So at one point in time, I was running a 7, 8, maybe even 9-year-old processor that was an 8-core processor, sure, but it was not meant for gaming, not even in the slightest. It had DDR3 RAM, which is, I think the technology itself is almost 10 years old. I had, I think it was 32 gigs of that, if memory serves me correctly. I may be incorrect on that one. I had a NVIDIA GT 730 graphics card, which I did end up saving and got myself this one here, which I'll be talking about in a moment. But finally, I just got really sick and tired of just continuous, like, really trashy gameplay as far as the frame rate was concerned. It wasn't enjoyable for me. It wasn't enjoyable to watch. So I ended up upgrading. So what I have here is the GeForce GTX 1650 Super, which I believe is a 4 gig card, currently overclocked. If I remember, I'll put the statistics of that up on the screen in case you care. Behind the AIO here, the Corsair symbol right here, I have thanks to my friend Ryan, I have an Intel Core i5 7600K, which again is on the older side, but it's actually keeping up with things very well. It's an amazing processor. I have 64 gigs of RGB Corsair Vengeance RAM DDR4 running at, I believe it's 3600 megahertz. It might also be 3200. I don't remember. Obviously, the AIO itself is also Corsair on the older side. I believe it's the H100 or something like that. I forget what the hell it's called now. A lot of the information for that is down below in the description. But yeah, this thing is beastly. I have an older hard drive style, the old disk, and it actually writes to a disk. I believe it's a 2 terabyte down in here somewhere. And then I have two M.2s. One is a 1.5 terabyte, and the other one is a 500 gig. So I'm covered as far as space is concerned. But anywho, as far as this video goes, I just wanted to share those little facts with you. I wanted to talk to you about what you should expect from Callsign Wolf over the next 12 months or so. I don't want to make this complex or anything like that. I just wanted to share what I'm doing. I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what to potentially expect. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not going to go off the wall or anything like that. Or I may. I don't really know yet. But, there's going to be a lot of Disney videos, hopefully some Tarkov videos, and a lot of other variety of different kinds of videos that aren't going to be focused so much on battles and guns and violence all the time. I would like to, again, like House Flipper, perfect example. There's nothing violent about House Flipper whatsoever, so it's nothing I've experienced. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of games like that, and games with messages sometimes. You may or may not agree with the message. It's not for me to say whether you should or shouldn't. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun over the next 12 months and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed your holidays. Happy New Year. And if you like what you saw, or at least like what you heard, not so much what you saw, consider subscribing, and let me know if you've got any ideas or anything. I'd greatly appreciate it, and hope to hear from you soon. Anyway, take care. I'm going to be off to work here in a little bit, so I got to prep. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Again, Happy New Year and Happy Holidays. Let's try to make 2022 an amazing year, regardless. Alrighty, take care.